So I stumbled on a Reddit thread, the City of Boston subreddit, where there was a heated discussion about broker fees. So having some experience in this area, I wanted to pop on here, let it rip. I'm Craig Power with Power Realty Advisors, serving Greater Boston and the South Shore, WGBH reporter, and members of the Mass Association of Realtors did a thread. They're covering the housing crisis here. And of course, it's a touchy subject, and rightfully so. Constantly on this YouTube channel, I'm complaining about the cost of housing, rent inflation, and the inability of young people to buy homes. I'm very passionate about it. The market outlook sucks for a lot of young people as far as home ownership goes. I also thought the people answering questions here got unnecessarily dragged. So this is the thread here, and you can read it, but let's drop down here. First question in big capital letters: what will be done to eliminate broker fees? The real answer comes a little further down here, and this got criticized throughout the thread. It was criticized as a very industry response. This is Reddit, so first rule of Reddit is 50% of commenters are assholes. That's just the psychology of message boards. I used to be on a message board for a hippie music festival, which you would think was a super friendly place, but no, it was a complete dumpster fire, right? Jam band fan. You would expect it would be a nice place to converse. It was not. Reddit is no better. So let's start at the top. I hate the broker fee structure today. It's led to a lot of, I think, difficult conversations. So let's talk about it, right? My real estate career started in rentals in Boston. It's a mess to this day. In defense of this poster, it is his job to represent a trade organization. I think he did his job very well here. So I'm not being critical of him at all. He makes plenty of good and valid points. I can't stress enough how happy I am with the Massachusetts Association of Realtors. Just want to throw that out there. So, that's a disclaimer. But, yeah, he is maybe, right, putting some lipstick on how it really goes out there. And it's sort of an idealized or sort of an ideal version of the rental process. Putting some lipstick on it. So this is the problem as I see it with broker fees. Rental agents are essentially dual agents. Dual agency is when the same real estate agent represents both parties in a transaction. To put it to you this way, in real estate sales, where some people will represent both the buyer and the seller, it's touchy enough where I won't even do it. I will not do it as a broker. Seems like a good way to get sued, right? Maybe if I had a bigger company, I was working under their umbrella, I might be a little bit more cavalier about it. I have a brokerage. I'm my own broker. In rentals, this is every deal, dual agency, right? Every rental involves dual agency. Are you representing both parties' interests totally evenly as a rental agent? I think I do. I think I care a lot about our tenants when I do rentals these days. I'm a little bit more out of the rental game now. But I think it's very fair for the renters to ask. I think they have a very real gripe here. In a functioning rental business, in today's dynamic, who do you think is more valuable to the real estate agent, their business? Do you think it's the renter or the landlord? It's the landlord, right? The landlord is more likely to become a cornerstone of a rental business, a returning customer. So the incentive is probably to better service them if it comes down to it, right? If you ever read Freakonomics or whatever, everything they're talking about there is incentives. And economics, a lot of people say, is really the study of incentives. So as a renter in Boston, I'm directly paying the agent, right, with my broker fee money. I'm directly paying the agent, and I'm compensating the agent while the agent may be favoring the other party in this negotiation, if it is a negotiation. Even if it's not actually happening that way, even if the agent genuinely is just trying to do the best job they can for you to get you the apartment, at a market rent, as the renter, you feel like you're the one paying the real estate agent. They're supposed to be representing you, but instead they're helping the landlord set the terms of the deal. You see what I mean? So all this is to say, I think a landlord fee model would actually be for the best for the city of Boston for three central reasons. Number one, even if it is still a type of dual agency, it would be an acknowledgement that the rental agents work for the landlords first because of the incentives. I think that acknowledgement would help. Number two, I think it would eliminate a disincentive around moving. A lot of renters don't want to move in consecutive years because of the fees. If you move 3 straight years, it's like 3 months of rent. It's those entry costs or those barriers to entry or barriers to movement are a negative. And then I'm still kind of fleshing this out. What was number 3? Number 3 was sort of the biggest one to me. Number 3 was it would improve the quality of rental agents because landlords aren't going to shell out thousands upon thousands of dollars in fees to shitty agents, right? Let's be honest. Everyone's had a bad rental agent experience. Before I had my license, I know how I had one. The good rental agents, they get lost in the chaos, right? I think a landlord fee model would improve the customer rental experience in Boston. I think it would have that effect. Now, let me bring this up. Now, one more thing. People who like that last part, might not really like this. This idea that getting rid of tenant-paid broker fees if you think those would keep rents down, that is not true, right? Water would find its level, right? Famously, at least that's my belief, right? Famously, New York outlawed the practice overnight in February 2020. And I'll tell you this right now. If Boston landlords, when that happened, Boston landlords got talking and they were absolutely ready. If it hit Boston, they were just going to raise rents to make up the difference, right? If ever Boston was going to sign into law something about banning tenant-paid broker fees and a landlord fee model, they were going to make it mandatory. The landlords were already talking to each other, saying, hey, fine. Instead of charging $3,000 plus the fee, I will try to be aggressive to, raise the rent to $3,300 a month, and I'll pay the fee, and I'll command it because across a 12-month lease, the money's close enough. They might even end up making more. And I think they're right. That in the end, I think, even removing the fees, I think, again, water's going to find its level. And I definitely don't think it would keep rents down. It'd be nice that you'd be able to move a little bit more freely because you wouldn't be worried about paying fees. But I really don't think it would keep rents down at all. I just don't think we have evidence to support that. So I don't think broker fees are as much a contributing factor to housing affordability as some people on this Reddit thread here, going back to that, might think. But I think they are obviously part of this notoriously ugly and disorganized rental market in Boston. Rent prices are about supply and demand, right? That's what sets the rents. We're at the whim of the market there. But I think we should strive to make the consumer's rental experience a better one. I think that would be why the landlord fee model would make sense. It would have other implications. I think a lot of companies, larger landlords, would bring leasing associates in-house. They would do a lot of in-house leasing. I still think that's for the best. So yeah, in the end, I think we should strive to make the consumer rental experience a better one for renters. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Go ahead and comment. Give it to me. Just completely dump on any of my thoughts and opinions and my years of expertise in the industry. I know that's what happens on Reddit. So if this makes its way to Reddit, that's great. Just let me have it. No, I'm just messing around. I appreciate you watching. Follow the page and have a great day. Bye-bye.